plays the right way, plays to win. I don't know, but I've never seen anything like him.
It's not long till Victor Wembanyama will be the best player in the league. But why take our word for it? Here are NBA greats telling the world what they really think about the league's youngest superstar.
Everybody, we're labeling like this unicorn thing. Everybody's been a unicorn over the last few years, but he's more like an alien. No one has ever seen anyone.
An alien. From a guy like Bron, that is high praise.
He's going to be one of the greatest players this game's seen, just the way he's built and what he's been able to do so far. So got a lot of respect for him. And
a year in, and Brunson already knows that Wemby's gonna go down as an all-timer. And it only got better as the season went on.
I feel like he got more aggressive, like a more aggressive mentality as he started this season off. He'll just keep getting better.
Kawhi's not the only one who saw it. For a while, it looked like Chet was gonna be the rookie of the year until Wemby turned it up a notch. Speaking of whom,
obviously, all credit to Vic. Obviously, a great player, very talented, even at an early stage in his career. But I can't let that matchup, I guess, try and take away from.
Can you say next great rivalry in the making?
That dude is something else. Obviously, he got all the talent in the world, and he's amazing. So he had a great game today. He's gonna be. He has a bright future.
You can say that again, Embiid. Coming from a dude who just dropped 70 on him, high praise. From the 2023 MVP to the guy Laker fans thought would be the next GOAT.
Man, he's one of a kind for sure. I thought I had a wide open layup in the first quarter, maybe second quarter, and out of nowhere he pinned it against the glass. But it's not just that; it's the whole game,
And then from AD, who knows what it's like to go #1 as a transcendent defensive prospect.
He's one of them ones, generational talent. It was fun going against him tonight.
Wemby is a generational talent. And with that comes a lofty expectations. Bam Adebayo says that might not be fair.
He's gonna be great in this league. He has the right coach around him. He has the right mindset, and he wants to win.
But he doesn't play like a young guy. Donovan Mitchell knows that he might have the second best young defensive maestro on his team, and when that happens, well,
it's always a competition. You know what I mean? When you hear about a guy who's, who we all feel could be, probably will be one of the faces of the league, the face of the league as the years come by. When you have, that's especially for Ev. I mean, Jay especially for Ev being around the same age, and kind of coming up together. I think that's something that I want to send a message for sure.
Defensive-minded players are always a little bit insane. That's why Drew Holiday thinks
he's fun to play against. He's an anomaly. He's definitely a challenge to be able to be that tall and that versatile. Sometimes I think I guarded him twice, and I think he just caught it, shot it over me. For me, especially as a defender, I like that type of stuff because I want to figure out how to stop that.
Tyrese Maxey told a story about how Wemby too is a little bit crazy. All defensive players are.
I knew he was going to be really good because he comes in. I work out early. He was coming in to work out right after me, and he walks up to Tim and was like, "Hey Tim Martin, I want to play Tyrese one-on-one." And I'm like, "Huh? Like, you ain't even stretched or nothing yet." He's like, "No, I want to play one-on-one, but I want to be on all-time defense."
Maxey, probably for the first time in his life, was grateful for being a little guy after playing Wemby.
It takes sometimes I got to pass, sometimes I got to be able to get in the paint and score the ball, and sometimes I got to defend. And thank God I didn't have to guard Wemby because that would have been impossible.
Defensive genius Draymond Green knows there's only really one way to try and stop a guy like this.
Anytime you're playing a great player, it's just to try to make him take tough shots. Not let him catch the ball where he wants to catch the ball at, because if he catches the ball anywhere in the paint, closer, you dead.
Dre's new teammate, Chris Paul, had the same experience on the opposite side of the ball.
I mean, sometimes you try to put him in the action away from the ball just to keep him far away from the rim, but he's such a smart player and a good defender that he changed a couple of my middies tonight. Yeah, you got to shoot it to the moon, you know what I mean? And one of the lobs I threw to Trace, he got a hand on it. So he does a lot of things that don't show up on the stat sheet.
Paul George has always had a way with words.
He's tall, man. He's tall. He's a tall kid.
Dylan Brooks said the same thing, but somehow with that face, it just sounds worse.
What was some of your major takeaways from seeing Wemby for the first time in person?
He's tall. That's really it.
Seriously though, players talk about him like he's the shark from Jaws.
He's a presence. He's different in that respect where I had a lot of daylight and thought I could get it up. I saw him coming, but thought I could get it up quick enough. And even the way he blocked it still looked weird. I'm looking at the bench. It's like, is that goaltending? Like, nah, he probably got it, so.
He's a special player, extremely special player. When he's rolling, you have to be under him because if they throw the ball up, there's literally nothing you can do.
Steph, Fox, Trey, doesn't matter.
It's difficult when Victor's in there. He makes you think a lot, whether you're going to shoot the floater, if he's going to contest you, or go back to the big. And I had a couple of moments where I didn't make the right read and got either a turnover or just a block shot. And, so it's tough when he's in there. So.
By the way, really hoping Trey heads to the Spurs next year. Wemby needs a point guard. Too bad this guy left just a little bit too soon.
Talented, everything I heard about him as how much he works, he gets his rest, he's not out partying, and he really wants to be great, and he's with a great organization, and I think they should be lucky to have somebody like that as well, with his character at such a young age and his work ethic.
Sounds like the bare minimum, but for some guys Wemby's age, not out there partying is a non-starter. That and staying healthy.
Victor's a very special player. We were just talking about in the locker room. He's a dude that can get 2 or 3 Defensive Player of the Years, and also, I don't want to put no limit on it, but he can get Defensive Player of the Years and MVPs. Because we haven't seen nothing like that. We've seen things close, but not like that. I mean, he's an amazing player, and I think, especially with Pop over there, he's going to continue to develop.
DeAndre Jordan lucked out. He didn't have to match up against Wemby in his prime, but he still sees how insane Wemby's talent level is.
I love Vic, man. He's a rare talent, especially to be that size and that skillful and can shoot the basketball, block shots. He's all over the place, and we've never seen anybody like that before. So he's going to be a really, really good basketball player for a long time.
Never seen him before. A lot of guys saying that.
He's unbelievable talent. Everybody knows that. Just trying to figure out what he is because we've never seen him before.
Wemby's already got a fan in the previous generation's unicorn.
That type of talent and skill, and it just puts a smile on your face if you play basketball, because the evolution of the game is taking us this far. You know what I'm saying? When we got 7'5" dudes who's able to do everything on the court, So he's inspiring to a lot of people out here. I heard a comment, he said, somebody compared him to a few players in the league, and he was like, I think I'll do myself a disservice if I compare myself to 1 or 2 players. He wanted to take from everybody. And I thought that was such a profound statement and made me a big fan of his. So
he's already an all-time shot blocker and a menace on the defensive end. Could he have been the Defensive Player of the Year?
Me as a competitor and a challenger, I like going in there and challenging him because if you could finish on Wemby, I feel like you could finish on anybody in the world. And he's going to block some, he's going to make you change it, but it's only going to make you better as a basketball player, and that's what I want, and I think everybody should relish in that, but also be smart in challenging him because he does bait you a lot. He does do things like a Defensive Player of the Year would. He's showing signs that he's exceeded all the Defensive Player of the Year stats previous to guys that have won it. You guys see it. I don't know who they're going to pick, but I mean, he has all the tools to be named Defensive Player of the Year.
Literally no one who watches ball has a single bad thing to say about the kid. Do you think he should have been Defensive Player of the Year? Let us know in the comments and watch one of these videos next. Listen to The Wrong Opinion, Useless NBA Trivia, and Garbage Rankings for more NBA content.